The shad and herring spawn are coming, or it's already here depending on where you're at. And when the water is boiling with bass, these two baits get smoked. I'm going to share two new baits with you for the shad and herring that cover surface blow-ups and subsurface chasing bass. One is a high-speed topwater that can be cast a country mile and darts like a fleeing shad or herring. The other is a soft plastic bait that you can fish below the surface that has an S motion, kind of like a multi-joint swim bait, or you can twitch it for an erratic action. These two baits can be fished at different levels of the water column and are perfect for that herring and shad spawn. Hey, BassGeek here, and on this channel we like to share new baits, new techniques to help you catch more fish and have a damn good time doing it. No controversy on this channel, just fishing. We're out here on the water, rain, snow, sleet, or shine. We don't sit in our office or in our garage talking about baits. We're out here fishing baits like these. The two baits that I want to talk to you about today. Now, we have done videos on both of these baits, and I'll put both of those videos that go into great detail on both of them at the end of this video. What are these baits? This is the Riser, so let's talk about it first. This is from Jacko Baits. This is actually a sinking bait. What makes it so good is this bill. It'll actually come up, dart, run, you can jerk it, you can reel it fast, it's really erratic, it'll wake, you can actually stop it, let it sink backwards, and then bring it right back up to the surface. Now, it does come in a smaller size, but this is the new one. This is the 120 millimeter, or the Jacko Riser 012 or 012. Now, what I love about this is it's a bigger profile. That means you can cast it a mile. I love to use it on a bait caster, and when those bass come up boiling the surface, trust me, if you got a good casting combo, you will reach them with this bait. Now, here's a few colors that I like. This is Halo Minnow, Bone. This is Chrome, Minnow. For you blueback herring guys, this has a green back. Chartreuse back, pearl. Now, geeks, do me a favor. Make sure you go check out these links in the description. All these products will be linked down there. You can either scan with your phone this QR code, or you can go down into the description and click on the link to Tackle Warehouse. Do me a favor and bookmark that. That way, anytime you go buy anything from Tackle Warehouse, click on that bookmark. It helps the channel out because, like I said, we come out here every day that we have off to test these baits. That's a lot of gas in the truck and a boat. So I appreciate all the help you can get. Won't cost you a dime. The other bait is this right here. And I want you to look how soft this bait is. And that's what gives it that incredible S waver action, that kind of S motion when you're reeling it through the water. This is probably my favorite color overall right here. I think this is Pearl. It may be Pearl Glimmer. I've tore the color off the pack, but I think that's the color that it is. This, it's RP Blue. I think this is Red Pro Blue. This is Pro Blue Silver. This is Pro Blue. And one of my favorites, this is American Shad Two-Tone. All the risers come with a split ring, pretty heavy duty split ring too. All I'm gonna do is run it through. We're just gonna tie a pit seam knot. There's no need for a loop knot or anything special. I do it about 5 or 6 times. We come through the top, grab it, lightly moisten, and slide it down. Then we just cut the tag in, and we're ready to go fishing. So this is the rod reel line I'm going to use. This is one of my favorite walking bait rods. So a walking bait rod, you know, one of your bigger walking baits, like the ones I like to throw my big full-size head and spooks on, this is perfect for the riser. This is the TFO Taction bass. This is a 7'3", because I like to get a long cast, medium, heavy, fast action. So you have no problem throwing this, retrieving this. Trust me, this thing casts a stinking mile. I've got that paired with a Fitzgerald VLD 10. Man, I love these reels. They are extremely good reels. You should go check them out. And the line, this is one of the few times I'm not using K9. I think maybe I've got Berkeley on here, but it's a monofilament. Now you can use braid if you want, but because I fish a lot of clear water, generally I'm going to use 14-pound test mono. So let's talk about the retrieves with this, okay? I do like a higher speed reel. I believe this is a 7.2-to-1 Fitzgerald VLD 10. The great thing about this and how thin it is that you will cast it a mile. You won't believe how heavy this sucker is. This time of year, it's a great wake bait. You can just cast it out there. What I love about it is when the bass start pulling up on the beds, or when the bass have already spawned, so pre-spawn, late pre-spawn to early post-spawn, this little bait gets destroyed by just taking it down the bank over top of any sort of area where they're bedding or where they're staging, and they will crush it when you wake it. Now, there are some other times, and you guys with herring in your lake are gonna love this thing, because what you can do with it is as you wake it, or as you even rip it across the surface, you can stop it and it'll sink backwards, and then you can get it going again and actually even bring it completely out of the water like a fleeing bait fish. So the retrieves that I like, the two retrieves that I really like this time of year, are going to be two things. One is just going to be a long cast and just get it up and going. I like to stop it a lot like a buzz bait. I like to stop it right before it hits the water, engage that reel and get it moving so it's up and you can see it wake. And then I'll just wake it. I'll keep it a nice steady wake all the way back. The next way I like to do it is sort of a stop and go. So I'll do the same thing, cast it out there, stop it right as it hits the water, get it up and get it working, and then every once in a while, every say 10 feet, I'll stop it, let it sink back just a bit, and then get it going again. Stop it, let it sink back, and then get it going again. Hook set is going to be a side sweep with this. You got treble hooks. Make sure that you're going to play this bass. Those are big treble hooks. They are going to get a bite, but it's a lot of weight. So this bait is going to be pretty easy to throw if they come up shaking their head. Landing the bass, again, big bait, big hooks, net preferably, or get down there and, you know, kind of try and cup the bass. But make sure you don't have tension on your line so that if it does break free, it doesn't come up and get you in the face or in the hands. This is the 7-inch armor shad from Damiki. You geeks know I've been throwing Damiki armor shads. They make a 5-inch, which is a great soft jerk bait and has some great action to hit. I throw the 3-inch and have thrown the 3-inch forever and a day. If you're fishing this shallow through cover, a 5/0 hook. You don't want it coming way back because you're going to hurt the action of it. And this thing has got a great kind of S action as it comes through the water. So a 5/0 hook at max. I do fish it with a belly weight. I think this is a 3/8 ounce. And the reason why is sometimes I like to get it down just a little bit deeper. If you're really fishing it up super shallow through weeds, you're going to want to get some sort of owner beast hook. Now this is a mustad. It's got a little extended, it'll work, but I like a heavy gauge wire because to get the action, you're going to have to fish this fast. Now, anytime you rig it, you're going to want to rig it. If you rig a belly hook, it has to be rigged extremely straight to get the action. If not, it's going to roll one way or the other. That's also the same with a jig head. So you can put it on a jig head, again, a 5/0 hook. You don't want it coming out way back. And I think this is a Cumberland Pro lures that I was using earlier. Pretty much any will work. If I can't find this, I'll put a link to a comparable one that you can use in the description below. But again, this is a 5/0 hook. I think this is a 3/8 ounce head. All right, let's talk about rod, reel, and line. It is very important on this bait, depending on how you're fishing it. This is a 7/6 because I'm gonna fish it in open water around ledges or bass that are suspended. It is a heavy, probably would go with a medium heavy, but this has got a great tip on it, 1/2 to 1 1/2 ounces. This thing is heavy, but like I said, a fast action. This is a TFO Resolve bass. I've got it on a gravity, and you can see that is an 8-1 to 1. I would recommend, because you do have to fish this fast to get the action, a minimum of 7-5 to 1 for this awesome little bait. As always, this is K9 Pro 100% fluorocarbon, and I'm gonna throw 12-pound test 90% of the time. If I'm around cover, that's definitely going up, but just remember, the higher the test, the higher in the water you're gonna keep this bait. So like I said, you can fish this around grass, you can fish this around wood. I love it around wood. I love it in open water when there's a bunch of schools, and there's a lot of different retrieves. You know, it is a big, soft jerk bait, so you can treat it like one. But the way I like to fish it primarily is a stop and go reel pattern. So what you'll do is you'll make a cast, and I'm gonna make a cast over to a lot of stuff like all these laydowns. The other way is open schools. You know, you just cast out there, cast past them. You can either twitch it or again, stop and go reel, depending on how, you know, shallow or how deep they are. But that's the way I love to fish it. Now, if you've got grass or you've got a lot of cover, that's really what this thing is designed to do. Around wood and pretty much anything, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a long cast. I'm gonna reel it really quickly, and then I'm gonna stop. And I love the way it just dives down into the wood when it stops like that, if I'm fishing around cover. If not, I'm gonna reel it again, stop, reel it again, stop. It's a stop and go. You need to reel it quickly to get the best action out of it. The other way is just fish it like you would a jerkbait. It's just, I like to reel it a little bit and then twitch, 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 twitch. Reel it a little bit, twitch, 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 twitch. That's it. When it comes to setting the hook, most of the time it's a single hook. I like to side set, just like I do with a swim bait. Keep my rod tip down and winch them in to the boat. And you know me, I'm boat hopping them 90% of the time. So if you want to check out the full videos on these two baits, make sure you go check right here. Otherwise, questions, comments in the comment section below. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell so you get the notifications when these videos come out. Be part of the 100% Water Squad. And as always, you geeks rock.